We have Steve and Woody. We currently see NASA astronauts Steve Bowen and Woody Hoburg have released the IROSA out of the FSC, or that flight support equipment, and Woody Hoburg is currently in movement toward that starboard truss S6, where he will meet up with Stephen Bowen, where they will install that IROSA for that 1B power channel upgrade.
Right, so I have Woody's green hook, my right waist tether, and I'm watching as it turns back.
Currently seeing a helmet come through from Stephen Bowen, who is also starting his translation over to that S6 or starboard truss.
Seems to be following me.
Copy. Confirm the reel is unlocked.
And Woody's reel is unlocked. Actually, my reel is unlocked. Woody's is. Mine is unlocked, but it's not pending. Hold on.
Copy.
It's not reeling. That's what I'm seeing. Alright, so. Sure, I'm down. He's up. Alright, ready to translate.
Copy. You'll be translating outboard. We need to check that your gauntlets are down.
Alright, gauntlets on both sides are down.
Copy. Ensure tethers don't cross, and you're headed to S5 to drop Woody's green hook. I'll have a handrail for you when ready.
Alright, let me get on my way out there.
And Woody, your next motion is going to be the IROSA roll. Join all cast. We're expecting 2 minutes.
Sounds great, Photon, ready. Alright, crossing the third, gauntlets are down.
Copy, Steve.
And Woody, we are ready. And just a reminder to roll IROSA left.
Copy, roll left. Your go.
3, then starting motion in 3, 2, 1. Motion start.
Good motion.
Copy, good motion.
Currently seeing live views outside the International Space Station during the 265th spacewalk. NASA astronauts Woody Hoburg and Stephen Bowen have the IROSA in hand and are in translation to the S6 or starboard truss 6 location for that 1B power channel to install the IROSA.
Usually it's my tether that hangs me up. This time it's Woody's.
We have Woody Hoburg at the end of the Canada Arm 2. He's locked in with that articulating portable foot restraint. And we see Stephen Bowen translating or moving towards that same area. Again, that work site will be the 6S truss. That's that starboard 6 truss where they'll be working to install that IROSA for a 1B power channel upgrade.
Seconds to a short handover.
Copy. All right, I have Woody's green hook.
We are ready for the handover intermediate to join our CAS, and we're expecting 4 minutes.
Copy, Sultan, I'm ready.
Houston's back with you.
This motion is going to take you body in and then body up.
That looks right to me. I'm ready, Sultan.
Right, then starting motion in 3, 2, 1. Motion start.
Okay, Jenny, I'm trying to figure out which handrail I'm going to. 2127, is that correct?
Affirm, and we have you that you have Woody's green hook down on 2140. I just need to check that his green reel is unlocked.
I do. And the green reel was unlocked. That is correct.
Okay, then Affirm, you are headed to 2127 to place your green hook.
All right, getting my green hook ready to install on 2127.
Just over an hour and 5 minutes in today's spacewalk, NASA astronauts Woody Hoburg and Stephen Bowen are currently heading to their next work site after releasing the IROSA from the FSE, or that flight support equipment.
Okay, close flight locked.
Copy.
All right, and I will continue my translation.
Stephen Bowen is translating, and we have Woody Hoburg, who will be waiting to hand off that IROSA over to Stephen Bowen. The duo will be doing a leapfrog maneuver, passing the IROSA off until they get to that starboard 6 truss area for that 1B power upgrade. Again, this is happening because the robotic arm does not reach all the way over to the starboard 6 truss.
008, I remember that handrail.
Affirm, you'll likely be poor man fair leading your tether around it to keep your tether stowed around the perimeter.
I understand that's one of the overhangs.
The new solar array, which was delivered to the space station on the Commercial Resupply Service mission, or CRS-28, on June 5th, will ultimately increase the station's available power by 30%. This will be the 6th IROSA, or third pair, to be completed today.
Fair lead, 2008. All right, now I head across here. I'm at the cable back. Correct, Jenny?
Affirm, Steve.
All right. I'm at the width. I'm looking at 12. Papa, Papa. Foxtrot. And looks like 8.
Those are good settings.
All right.
Steve, when you're ready, you can ingress the APFR, and I have some checks for you.
All right. Let me get comfortable here.
And Woody, our next motion is going to be the IROSA handoff back of journal CAS, and we are expecting 2 minutes.
I'm ready, Sultan.
And Woody, we are ready, and just a reminder, this is going to be you, body, right motion.
Concur, Sultan, ready.
The motion in 3, 2, 1.
Good motion.
We copy, good motion.
And we see Woody Hoburg in motion at the end of the Canada Arm 2. He's been flown from the inside of the International Space Station by UAE astronaut Sultan Anayati. And again, Woody Hoburg is being brought over to meet where Stephen Bowen is currently stationed. He's going to hand off that IROSA to Stephen Bowen.
Steve, can you see IROSA? I can. Good clearance. I'm just trying to get my foot in. Having some difficulty. Just let me know if we need to pause. All right, hold on. Oh yeah, it's looking good. Okay.
And we are in position hold.
Copy, Sultan. Having some difficulty getting into my APFR today.
Copy, Steve. Take your time for everyone's awareness. We just need our checks once you're in the APFR, Steve, so we will hold on the final manual maneuver for the handoff.
Starting to get your right foot. I'm not sure if it kicked the roll, Steve. And I'll go check. Or I guess that's left. Yeah, let's not make that mistake later, okay? Yep. Still looks like 8. Great. And Foxtrot. Okay. Let's try this again, see what I'm doing wrong. Take your time.
And we're currently getting a helmet cam view from Woody Hoburg, EV1. Again, we see him with the IROSA in hand. He is preparing to pass that off to Stephen Bowen. And we see the feet of Stephen Bowen as he is going into his articulating portable foot restraint. And we have switched views and now have the helmet cam of Stephen Bowen looking out as he sees Woody Hoburg holding the IROSA. Again, we tell that that's Woody Hoburg by the red stripes on his suit.
Copy that you're in the APFR, Steve. Well done. Our checks are to ensure your cooling, visor, and glove heaters are set. We have 45 minutes until eclipse.
All right. My cooling visor and glove heaters are set. Good hat, a dry hat, and a good glove inspection. One smudge on there, RTD. Okay.
Copy. Let's ensure your gauntlets are down.
Gauntlets are down on EV2.
Tools and tethers are clear, and your ingress aid is clear.
Tools and tethers are clear, ingress aid is clear.
Copy.
You just punch your bag to the left a little. Yeah, good point, good call. Looks good. Thank you. Let me roll that in a little bit. Yep.
We copy good checks. And finally...
That's good. How's that look, Woody? Looks great, Steve.
Finally, Steve, ensure your heels are secure in the APFR.
My heels are secure in the APFR. It definitely feels different without a BSI.
All right, good to know. We copy all. When you are ready, you both can give Sultan and Frank a go to the published handoff position. Your first step will be to perform a RET swap. So, Steve, you'll be attaching a RET to the IROSA root beam handrail.
Copy to you for GCA. Ready for GCA.
And we are ready, guys, for the GCA to the published IROSA handoff position. We're expecting 75 centimeters body in from Woody's perspective.
Sultan, that sounds perfect. I'm ready for GCA.
Start in motion in 3, 2, 1.
Good motion. I see good motion.
Good motion. Continuing.
Continue.
Again, you're seeing a helmet cam view from NASA astronaut Stephen Bowen. We see those IROSAs getting closer to him. Again, once given the go, we're going to see NASA astronaut Woody Hoburg hand off the IROSA to Stephen Bowen.
Yeah, and a vet to the handrail. Continue.
Copy, continue. Ready to go.
Can stop motion.
Just stop.
All right, let me stabilize this out, Woody. You got it, Steve. I have the IROSA. Okay, you have the IROSA. Let me know when you want me to disconnect my ret. My ret is attached. I can see it. It looks good. Ready for you to detach your ret.
Stephen, Woody, can we call that GCA complete?
GCA complete.
Stephen Bowen now has that IROSA in hand, and Woody Hoburg is going to be detaching his retractable. He's going to be retracting his equipment tether from that IROSA.
And Houston copies all. Copy a good RET swap. We concur. Next is to get to the APFR egress position.
And we now have a view from Woody Hoburg's helmet cam, that HECA high definition cam, where he is now looking over at NASA astronaut Stephen Bowen as he now has the IROSA in hand. And I see Woody with the camera in hand, ready to take a couple photos.
And brakes off. And when you're ready, Woody.
I'm ready, Sultan.
Right, so this is going to be body out, just reverse the motion that we did, which is 60 centimeters.
That sounds great.
And starting motion.
Motion.
Good motion. Ramping out.
Copy.
And next is going to be the egress back of joint OCAS. We're expecting 1.5 minutes.
I'm ready.
And Woody, we're ready when you are.
Ready.
Starting motion. Command sent, starting motion.
Motion.
Target motion.
Now 1 hour and 19 minutes into today's spacewalk. We have a few milestones to recap. The duo exited the hatch with the official start time of today's EVA at 7:42 a.m. Central Time. Duo then went over, translated by the Canadarm2. Woody Hoburg met Stephen Bowen over at the FSE, where they released the IROSA from the pallet that held it. The duo then translated over into the furthest point where the Canadarm could reach. Woody Hoburg has just handed off the IROSA to Stephen Bowen. This will continue a leapfrog maneuver where the duo hands off the IROSA to each other, moving it down the S6 truss to the installation location.
All right, Woody, we are ready for your go for GCA to a published APFR egress position. We're expecting 1 meter body in.
That sounds perfect, Sultan. Your go.
Copy. Starting motion.
Good motion.
Copy. Good motion.
And again, you're seeing helmet cam views from Woody Hoburg, again attached to the end effector of the Canadarm2, where he has situated himself on an articulating portable foot restraint. He is being moved by Sultan Anayati, who's inside the International Space Station.
Right, initiate complete, and brakes are coming on.
Copy, brakes on. Egressing.
And brakes on. You are go for APFI egress.
Copy, go. Thanks, Sultan.
Houston copies.
Just moved into position and given the go, Woody Hoburg will egress that APFR, that articulating portable foot restraint.
Maneuver. Almost there. It's clear.
Woody, we need you to stow the APFR ingress aid to the boot plate and then GCA if you need to perform your tether swap.
Yeah, copy that, James. Get the ingress aid in just a moment. So that's all right.
Affirm. Short handover.
Copy.
And if you're just joining us, we had a brief handover between satellites, but you're watching the 265th
Houston fax.
Spacewalk for ISS upgrades, maintenance, and assembly. In the middle of your screen, you see EV1 designated with the red stripes. That's NASA astronaut Woody Hoburg. He just egressed the articulating portable foot restraint that's on the end of the Canadarm2. He'll be meeting up with NASA astronaut Stephen Bowen, who currently has the IROSA. Again, the duo will be passing off the IROSA from each other to the other until they reach the S6 or starboard 6 truss, where they'll be working to install the IROSA today.
And what do you get out of your tether config call? We break that. Yep, I've got my green hook down, gate closed, locked on lock. Correction, gate closed, locked, black on black to my red reel. Picking up my yellow hook.
Houston's following along.
Yellow hook, gate closed, locked, black on black to green rail, both reels unlocked.
Good.
That completes a good tether path.
Good config.
Thanks, James.
We need that ingress aid stowed to the boot plate, and then you'll be putting your green hook back on handrail 2140.
Yep, copy. All right, 2140, correct?
Affirm.
Copy. Thank you, James. Green hook's down. Green rail's unlocked.
Copy. Good config. Woody, you can give Frank and Sultan a go to the truss back off.
All right, Frank, Sultan, you guys are go for truss back off. Thanks for all your great flying today.
And we copy Woody, great job, brakes are coming off.
Happy brakes off.
Woody, you'll translate to Steve's boot plate. Use caution next to the radiator. It will be on your right once you're at the APFR.
Thanks, James. Let me get eyes on it. Okay, yep, I see it.
After reconfiguring some tethers, Woody Hoburg is now attached back to the International Space Station and begin translating to Stephen Bowen. He gave the AOK for Sultan Adiyati, who's controlling the cannon arm, to from inside the International Space Station to do a back-off maneuver.
Woody, we see you at the APFR. Caution, during this rotation, keep IROSA clear of the S6 radiator.
Copy, James. Thanks. AV2, copy. All right, Steve. I'm ready. I've got the yaw pedal. This is going to be a yaw to your left. All right. And I'll give you a countdown. I'll do depressing the yaw. Sounds good. You can get IROSA started, and I'll depress the yaw. I'm ready. You're ready. 3, 2, 1, depress. How's that feeling, Steve? Feels nice and smooth. Beautiful. All right, we're going.
Currently with a helmet cam view from Woody Hoburg, we see Stephen Bowen in that articulating portable foot restraint where he's been manually turned by Woody Hoburg.
All right, very nice.
Again, with the IROSA in hand, the duo will do a leapfrog maneuver. Once Stephen Bowen is in place, Woody will translate to the right location and take control of the IROSA. And the duo will do this a few times as the IROSA and the crew head towards the starboard 6 or the S6 truss, where they'll be installing the IROSA for the 1B power channel upgrade.
You getting close? Should be pretty close. Yeah, Steve, that's a yaw of 3. To me, that looks good compared to a yaw of 2. I'll take it. It looks good. Looks like you'll have room over there. Yeah, okay. Great, you're back locked in. Thank you. Yep.
All right, Houston copies. We are
Woody, the arm will be in motion soon.
We copy. We are at a yaw of 3. Woody, we need you to ensure that Steve's safety tether is clear for his eventual APFR egress, and we also need you to poor man's fair lead your tether such that it's under the APFR, so on the base handrail.
Hey, yep, Steve's tether is looking great. It's headed directly station aft. Perfect. And my tether will be meanest of that and fair lead under the APFR.
Copy.
Like Jenny said.
Great job, both of you. Woody, translate outboard. We want you at the at handrail 2060. and you will be placing a rich man's fair lead on the mod kit right lower strut handrail or on S6. We just need it to be clear of the APFR.
Okay, 2060 for the fair lead or on the mod kit.
Affirm. And this is a rich man's fair lead.
Okay, thanks.
Steven, Woody, arm will be in motion soon.
Thanks, Sultan. Thanks, Sultan. Danny, just confirm 2060 is acceptable for the fair lead.
Affirm. S6 2060 is acceptable.
Thank you.
For both of your awareness, you are still doing great on the timeline. We're about 20 minutes away from a eclipse. That is not our working eclipse, so we are not Russian.
Copy, thanks, Dams. All right, fair lead's down on 2060.
Copy, Fairlead 2060. You'll next want to verify your APFR settings.
Yep, I see a clocking 6, Fox, Fox. I see Echo. I believe we want Foxtrot.
Affirm, it should be Fox.
Okay, moving to Fox. Roll of Fox set. And the yaw is 2.
Good settings. You can ingress the APFR.
Happy, thanks, Jenny. Thank you, Steve. You know if you need more room at your head. Should be good.
After translating to the forward edge of the S6 truss, Woody Hoburg is now ingressing a different APFR. Well, he will then take control of the IROSA from Stephen Bowen. Prior to taking control of the IROSA, they will do another HAP and gauntlet check. Again, that HAP is that helmet absorption pad, and gauntlets are those coverings on their arms, their suits where it covers their arm plate and where their hands attach.
For your checks, we need your cooling, visor, and glove heaters set. We have 21 minutes of insulation.
All right, Jenny, I'm still at a TCV of 4, visor down, glove heaters on, and gauntlets are down.
Copy. Ensure tools and tethers are clear and your ingress aid is clear.
Tools and tethers are clear. Tethers heading back down to the fair lead. Ingress aid is clear.
Copy. Ensure heels secure in the APFR.
Filter secure.
All right, we see you have a RET on the scoop in your right hand. We also need one on the long duration tie down tether.
Can work. All right, I got 2 rets down, 1 each side.
All right, copy.
I have IROSA. You have IROSA. I'm going to take my ret, connect it to the adjustable, and then remove the ball snaps. Sounds great.
Good word, Steve.
And you just heard confirmation from NASA astronaut Woody Hoburg. He has now taken control over the IROSA from Stephen Bowen.
Feels great. I've got it. Yep. Happy. One off. Copy. 0 1. Okay. Yeah, off and clear. Looks great. I've got it. All right. Let me.
Copy all. Steve, egress the ATFR.
This thing works.
Steve Bowen will now reposition himself. He will egress his APR-FR,
Steve,
meaning he will get out of it. He will then translate over to Woody and perform the same task that Woody did to him previously. And they will hand off the IROSA one more time before they reach the S6 truss or the work site where they will be installing the IROSA today.
Just make sure my tethers are clearing. Your safety tether looks great on the right side, Steve. Thank you. So what I was looking for, let me get these in a good position. One second to get these stowed here, Woody, and I'll be on my way. Take your time. And Jenny, I actually have them to a handrail. I have them to handrail number 2034.
Copy, Steve.
And I'm releasing my reps. And I'm translating over to Woody.
Good words.
The to your right. Yep. Say that again? Woody, was that? What was that? I wasn't sure if you were going down to follow your safety tether or just coming direct. Nope, coming direct. Okay, copy.
Houston concurs. Steve's headed out to you directly, Woody, and then he will come back inboard and go around the other side of S6 later on.
Got it. Hello, Steve. Hello. Just let me get in a good position to do this. Okay. Gonna get my feet above the radiator. I'm gonna swing it all the way around. I see that. So it went in front of my body, I hope, or did I put my tether behind me? Your safety tether is in front of you on the left side. It is in front of me, so it's in front of my body. Yes. Okay. That's what I wanted. Yep. It's just hard to see with the CRT. Yep, I see that. There it goes. Nice. I agree with you. That's what I wanted. All right, I'm at 2060. Let me get stable. Okay.
And you have a view on your screen. In the middle, you see the Canadarm2. Below that, you see the two astronauts. EV1, designated by the red stripe, is NASA astronaut Woody Hoburg. And right below him, or above on your screen is going to be Stephen Bowen, NASA astronaut. He is at Woody's APFR, or articulating portable foot restraint. He's going to turn Woody to the right, and he's going to line up that IROSA in Woody's hands with the mounting bracket.
We're currently at 2. And Jenny, I'm going to 6. Is that correct?
Good words.
Sounds right. And A is on your right. Yep. O is on your left. Verifying that. Concur. All right, and I'm ready. 3, 2, going right. Want to start? 3, 2, 1, start. Got good motion.
And we're currently seeing a helmet cam view from Stephen Bowen, and he is turning that portable foot restraint with Woody Hoburg attached. IROSA in hand, turning to the right. The IROSA will be lined up with the mounting bracket.
Good. More to go. How's the position? That's 6. How's that look? Let's see, looking. Did we... So I'm pretty far from the mounting bracket right now. Right? It looks like the right angle in yaw. I think we need to roll to my right. I agree. Let me so if you're currently Echo, you want to go to Foxtrot. Okay, yeah, I don't know how we got back to Echo, but that sounds great. I am starting that motion, and I'm ready. There it goes. Great. Oh, hold on. Can you get more stable for that? Beautiful. When you think you're there. We're in the zone now. All right, it looks like it's locked in Foxtrot, but sorry we made that mistake before. All right, how stable do you feel? Well, I still feel a little bit far from the mounting bracket. You want to go to golf? I wonder if we should go to golf. Can we do that? Can we try that? Is that all right?
And Houston's following, we're okay with going to golf.
Okay, go to golf. All right, there it goes. Nice. And keep coming. Almost to golf. You're right in between Foxtrot and golf. Great. Still right in between. Hold on. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Still got to go right a little bit. Maybe you're right. Hang on. You're back to Foxtrot. Gotcha. Okay, let's try going to golf again. Okay, here comes golf. Want to go to golf? Are we there? No, not yet. Okay. A hard time getting the... There you go. That's golf. Gotcha. How's that? That is... I think that's going to be better, yeah. Okay. Let's go with that. All right, you're locked in. I'm going to head over. Great. I've still got IROSA looking great. Sounds good. Let me get clear of everything here. All right. It'll take a few minutes. Okay.
All right, Houston followed all of that and copy our final config. Big picture call for all crew. We are 2 minutes from a 14-minute LOS. We are go to push with the nominal procedure. Frank, we are in block 6, step 27 for Steve.
Session copies, block 6, step 27 for Steve.
Affirm. Frank, you are prime IV.
Copy, Jenny. Thanks so much.
Okay, Frank, I'm going to start working my way over. Be sure I'm clear of Woody's tether and the radiator.
And you just heard Ground IV here in Mission Control Houston pass on the control of IV position over to Frank Rubio inside the International Space Station. And she did that because we have an LOS, about a 6-minute LOS, 8-minute LOS coming up here. And again, that is a loss of signal.
Sounds good.
I'll put fingers on IROSA pin slots mounted to the inside and outside of the root beam structure.
Understand.
When on the aft side of the mod kit, avoid contacting legacy blanket boxes and protruding trunnions.
Understand.
And then the cautions have to do with loads and rates on structure. Any questions on that?
No questions.
Okay. And so you are translating to position on the left side of the mounting bracket for IROSA install.
I agree.
After positioning Woody Hoburg to the mounting bracket with the IROSA, Stephen Bowen is now in translation to head over to the far side of the mounting bracket himself, and they'll prepare for the IROSA install.
All right, that's what I'm doing.
And this begins that LOS period. And you're seeing a live view inside the International Flight Station control room. Again, we have about an 8-minute LOS, and that's going to be for audio and visual happening here. The flight control team here in Mission Control Houston taking the time now to get a restroom break in. But don't worry, again, that ground IV, Jenny Gibbons, passed over control to the International Space Station, where IV Frank Rubio is walking the duo through the next steps. We had last visual of NASA astronaut Stephen Bowen translating over to that left side of the mounting bracket. Again, once he is there, he will be close to Woody Hoburg, who has the IROSA in hand, and they'll be at that work site where they will install the IROSA for that 1B power channel upgrade. Currently on your screen, you had a view of the International Space Station, and you see that far left of the screen is where we're installing today. The duo on June 9th, just last week, installed that IROSA on the 1A power channel, and we will be installing the IROSA today on the 1B power channel, just the opposite side of where they worked last week. Today's spacewalk is being conducted by Expedition 69 spacewalkers, flight engineers, NASA astronauts Woody Hoburg and Stephen Bowen. Today, Stephen Bowen is EV2 while Woody Hoburg is EV1. The duo switched roles from last week, where Stephen Bowen was EV1 and Woody Hoburg was EV2. Today is Woody Hoburg's second spacewalk, while it is the 10th for Stephen Bowen. With this spacewalk, Bowen ties Most spacewalks by a U.S. astronaut with Michael Lopez Alegria, Bob Behnken, Peggy Whitson, and Chris Cassidy. Bowen has accumulated 60 hours and 22 minutes of spacewalking time in his previous 9 EVAs, or spacewalks. Hoburg has a previous 6 hours and 3 minutes of spacewalking time. Again, you have live coverage today of the 265th spacewalk in support of space station assembly, maintenance, and upgrades. This is the 8th spacewalk from the space station in 2023 and the 6th spacewalk for Expedition 69. Again, you're back inside the International Space Station Flight Control Room. We're about 3.5 minutes into about an 8-minute LOS where we have no audio or visuals of the spacewalk. Again, you see the flight controllers here taking that time to get a break, going to use restrooms and other facilities. If you're just joining us, you're looking live inside the International Space Station Flight Control Room here at Mission Control Houston. Currently, you're getting live coverage brought to you for the 265th Spacewalk in support of ISS maintenance, upgrades, and assembly. We have 2 spacewalkers outside the space station currently. We have NASA astronauts Woody Hoburg and Stephen Bowen, who have exited the International Space Station this morning at 7:42 a.m. Central Time, who have now successfully released the IROSA from the FSE, or the flight support equipment, and they have now translated it over to its work site, the starboard 6 truss, or the S6 truss as you'll hear it. Again, we left the duo a few minutes ago with an LOS, or a loss of signal. We have no audio or visual currently of the spacewalk, but the duo are being helped by those on board the International Space Station. We have IV Frank Rubio. NASA astronaut Frank Rubio is currently taking over the role from the ground as the IV, helping the duo through the procedures as we are in the loss of signal. We should have that signal back here in about 5 minutes.
That's feeling good. Hang on. We're really close right now, Steve. Let's not move it too far from here. Can you actuate your... Trying to. Yeah. I don't know if it pops up. Meaning it's engaged? Looks like it. Yeah, looks like it's engaged.
And we have audio back.
Okay, that's good news. Hang on. How's yours? Mine's not in yet. I'm wiggling it, but it's not. Yeah, I'll come around. Yeah, see if you can get your eyes on it. We're in the right spot. There it is. Got it? Yep. Nice. All right, soft capture, 2 pins.
Nice job, guys. Hey, once we
the soft captures.
Once we verify that the 2 soft captures, which weren't very soft, are properly engaged, then Woody will be working on removing the left-hand scoop from the root beam.
Okay. Thanks. So left-hand scoop is removed.
Okay, copy that, Woody. Woody, you'll next be performing a glove, hat, and gauntlet check. Steve, you're going to be retrieving the red plus adjustable tether from the crew lock bag mic, and this is for the scoop stow.
Understand.
Houston is back with
the
you.
gloves, dry hat, gauntlets down.
Copy, Woody, good check. And James, welcome back. We are currently in Block 7. Woody just completed Step 5 with a good glove, hat, and gauntlet check. And Steve is working on retrieving the ret on Step 7. We have 2 left soft captures engaged.
Copy all. I see Block 7.
What's going on here with my... Is that Steve? Got something wrong with my right leg, I think, and my tether. Yep, it's your waist tether. Or no, it's the bag, actually. It's the bag that's integral tether. I gotta come up. Yep, up is good. And you're free, Steve. Thank you.
I copy your location and the procedure. Great job, Frank. I'm ready for you to hand it over back to me when you are.
Okay, once again, Block 7, Step 5 complete for Woody, and Steve is currently in Step 7. Woody, Jenny, you're prime. Thanks so much.
Great job, Frank. I'm prime IV. I copy Steve that you are retrieving the adjustable with the RET for the scoop stow.
Yeah, I'm looking for that one here. Oops, not the right one.
And Woody, can you confirm that the left-hand scoop has been removed from the root beam, so it's on your mini workstation?
Confirm, Jams. I have 2 scoops connected by a long duration ready to my workstation. I'll give you 1 second. I'll get you that adjustable. Thank you, Steve.
Copy all.
Actually, not the one in the bag. It's the one on the bag. And Jenny, I have Bravo 2, counter 2 set when it's time.
Good settings.
Go for R6. Actually, negative, Jams. Let's wait on that. That way we can wait for Steve to control it.
A-firm.
That one. Actually, I don't see another adjustable in there. 1, 2, there it is. Do you see the cap keeper, Steve? Coming my way. It's the one the other way. You want the cap keeper too? Yeah. Okay. Here's the other adjustable. Great. Here's scoops for you for that adjustable. Right, here, I'll trade you 1 second. Give me a second. Copy. Ah, there you are up there. Okay, let's give you... Grab the cap keepers. Got it. And I'll take a scoop. Here's 2 scoops for you. Just let me know when you want me to release my ret. Here, 1 second. Take your time. All right, I got adjustable to that one. And an adjustable for this one. And I'm going to release your ret. Okay, Steve, ready? Or ready. All right, ready for it? There it comes. I see it. Thanks, Steve. All right, let me stow this. Oops, you've got the the cap keeper and the AMS. Yep, and if Jans is okay with it, I'm going to remove the 4 caps from IROSA.
A-firm, you can remove the caps, Woody.
Thank you, Jenny, and I have the AMS knob on my mini workstation.
We copy.
Okay. Get the bag stowed. Sure, I'm back in the kitchen thing. Stand by.
Copy.
All right, I need to be able to hold this thing closed. Okay, caps are going back to the bag, Steve. You can just leave them on the outside for now. I'm ready for you to engage the R6 bolt. I'm holding it closed. Copy that.
Steve, we do want you in position to keep IROSA folded up while Woody does that R6 bolt, but I'll also take a glove inspection, hap check, and gauntlet check from you.
All right, I'm already in position. If you give me a moment, I'll give you those calls as soon as we get it undone at this point.
Okay, we copy. That's fine with us. Woody, you'll be releasing R6. The bolt will spring out. We're looking for a white line visible, and you can expect 18 to 20 turns.
Copy, James. Bravo 2, counter 2 set. Starting turns.
Good words.
2 hours and 10 minutes into today's spacewalk. We have NASA astronauts Woody Hoburg and Stephen Bowen outside the International Space Station, as they have now removed an IROSA from its flight support equipment pad, and they have translated it over and relocated it to the S6 part of the truss. We currently have the duo installing that IROSA.
Copy, 17 turns. The bolt has sprung out. Can you see a white line?
Woody Hoburg is currently releasing a final hinge restraint with the pistol grip tool or that space drill.
And then egress the APFR using the ingress aid only.
Okay, PGT stowed, egressing, ingress aid only. Jams, what, yeah, all right, sounds good. Okay, good place to do the NGGLs though. I was wondering. Yeah, Jams, just because stability is so nice in the APFR, I'm thinking about uncapping these NGGLs. They're right beside me. I don't mind waiting.
Checking. Woody, your go.
Thanks, Jams.
While you're doing that, I can give you your PET. We are 2 hours and 10 minutes into a 7-hour, 30-minute EVA, limiting consumable Woody's Medox, and you're 45 minutes up on the timeline. Great work.
Two caps down, 2 to go.
Houston copies.
And thank you for the update, Jams. 3 down. Nice to be stable, that's pretty cool. Okay, caps removed. We'll make sure that you stay clear for unfold. All right, I'm egressing, Steve. Yep.
Copy all. And for both of your awareness, we have our video back.
And we now have visuals back of the duo outside the space station today.
The ingress aid is low profile and fair lead under the APFR. We'll have you on the right side of the mounting bracket for unfold.
Okay, concur with all. Already fair lead. And ingress aid is low profile.
While we had no visuals, we did have the duo begin the install of the IROSA onto the mounting bracket for the 1B power work site. Earlier, the duo did confirm to soft capture for the IROSA. Right now, we'll see them move around and reposition themselves to the right side of the mounting bracket for the unfolding to begin for the IROSA.
Warning, pinch point, keep clear of rotating IROSA. With that, Steve, you can slowly pivot IROSA to the unfolded position, and Woody, engage the right side alignment guide and slot.
Copy. Unfolding. See it. Looking good. Keeping everything out, looking pretty. Mounting plate is clear. Oh, well, those caps just got in there. I see them. They're staying on the. Hey, stop, unfold. Let me just make sure these stay out of the way. There we go. Toss them my way, I get them. Okay. Here you go. You're good. They're clear. Copy. Cams, get soft capture. I see it.
Copy. You see the soft capture feature engaged. Well done, both of you. Next step is to drive R7 and R8, the hinge bolts. That's for you, Woody. For Steve, I'll take a glove inspection, hap check, and gauntlet check.
Hands are down, hap is dry. Cams, I copy R7 and R8. Just out of curiosity, how much time do we have left in this eclipse?
You have 15 minutes left in this eclipse, which is not enough time for our cables, so we'll be working other steps, and our target eclipse is still the next eclipse.
Okay. All right, my gloves look good. Same as before.
Copy. All good checks on Steve. And Steve, I understand the AMS knob is already with Woody on his mini workstation. All I have for you in this time is to stow the scoops and long duration tie down tether in the bag if you've not done so already.
I am working on those things right now.
Copy.
Are in. We're working on the AMS knob is the next thing. Well, when he gives it back to me.
Copy.
Duo working in orbital nighttime.
Copy. Your settings are Alpha 1, clockwise 2.
Copy. Alpha 1, clockwise 2.
Good words. You'll be driving these bolts to torque. Expect 14 to 17 turns.
Copy. Thank you. Alpha 1, clockwise 2 is set.
Good words.
Starting with R7.
Copy. R7.
And we have helmet cam views from Woody Hoburg EV1, who is releasing hinge bolts on the IROSA. Again, once these hinge bolts are released, Steve Bowen will be able to help Woody Hoburg unfold the IROSA, and then we'll be looking for the next eclipse time period for the duo to start cable mating, and then the full deployment work for the IROSA.
I counted 17 and a half turns, and I have a good green light with 2.3 foot-pounds on R7.
R7 driven 17.5 turns to torque, 2.3 foot-pounds and a green light.
Confirm. Ready for R8.
You can move to R8, same settings.
Copy R8, same settings. Alpha 1 clockwise 2 is set.
Good words.
Turns, I counted 17 turns. I have a good green light, 2.4 foot-pounds.
2.4 foot-pounds, 17 turns, green light. That is a good bolt, Woody. You can stow your PGT and now work with the AMS knob to loosen those bolts one turn each and then tighten them till just snug.
Okay, PGT stowed, working AMS knob. R7 reset. I've been a quarter turn off, quarter turn on.
Copy. Quarter turn off and on R7.
R8, same on R8.
Copy the same on R8. You can give the AMS knob to Steve to stow in the bag.
And with the cap keeper. Yeah. There it is. You just add it. One of that. And it'll be done. All right, Steve, you have the cap keeper and AMS knob. Thank you. Thank you.
I have some big picture words for both of you when ready.
Ready. Ready.
Okay, our timing has been great so far. We are headed into insulation, so we will push with driving the M bolts and do as much as we can prior to the cable mates. That will involve a bit of a replan. We'll give you information on some cleanup steps that we're going to get ahead on. Those aren't quite ready yet, but when they are, I will get words to you. So next steps for Steve are to get ready for those M bolts. You can divide those up however you want, but the socket for the M bolts is on Steve's PGT.
And we copy. We copy jams. Hey, Jenny, I'm right in front of J1 through J4. Is it a good time to get those mated?
So, Woody, I'm just pausing on that because they might interfere with the M bolts, but we're talking it.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, just a reminder, we did those first on the last one.
Copy. We understand, Woody, but we're going to keep things simple. We're going to hold off of those until we're done the M bolts because we have so much time before our working eclipse.
Sounds good, James. Thanks. All right, I'll get my side, you get your side, we get this bag closed, and we'll start. That sounds great, Steve. All right. All right. It's the Bravo 5, clockwise 2, and how many turns is it, Jenny?
Those are good settings, and we're driving to torque. Expect 11 to 14 turns. Give us a heads up on hand starts.
Okay. So this is 31. I've got a full turn of the hand start.
Copy M31, 1 turn of hand start. Drive to torque and black line flush.
All right.
If you're just joining us, you're seeing live views outside of the International Space Station as NASA astronauts Woody Hoburg and Stephen Bowen are installing an IROSA on the 1B power channel.
Big green light for torch.
Copy M31, 11 turns, 21.9 foot-pounds, and a green light. Can you confirm the black line flush, Steve?
And black light is flush.
Currently have a helmet cam view.
You can move to M32.
All right, F32 has no hand start. And start and turn now.
You're currently seeing a helmet cam view from NASA astronaut Stephen Bowen. He's using that pistol grip tool, or that PGT, to release hinge bolts on the IROSA they just installed. He is working on the left side while Woody Hoburg released his bolt on the right. Again, you can tell who is who by the stripe designation on the suits. Red stripe is the EV1 worn today by Woody Hoburg.
You got a good pull test on the socket.
Your go.
Copy, go. Thanks, James. All right, just going to get to the right torque here. All right, I got 11 turns. Oh, and I did not get a good green light yet. I am flush.
Copy, that was 11 turns, a green light. And can you say again the torque for M32?
22.6.
We're checking on that bolt, Steve.
Jenny on M37. Try again, Jenny.
And Steve, we're going to have you go back to M32 again. We're just looking for an additional quarter turn on that bolt to reach our minimum.
Okay, I got a good black line. And I got a turn. And I got 22.0 that time. About one turn.
Copy, Steve. We're checking on it. All right, Steve, good bolt. You can move on.
All right, let me get myself around to a better position. All right. Hey, Jenny, on M37, I had 11 turns, good green light, 22.0 foot-pounds.
Copy, that's a good bolt.
And M35, 11 turns, good green light, 21.9 foot-pounds.
Copy, and those are both good bolts. We track a hand start on both of those.
Copy. Yep. I have 34. We had a hand start, and I've got 11.4 turns and 22.6 foot-pounds. 33 left to go for me.
Copy, Steve. Can we verify black line flush?
And black line is flush on 34.
Copy, that's a good bolt.
Jams M36 had one hand start, 11 turns, green light, 21.9 foot-pounds.
Copy, that is a good bolt, Woody.
Thank you. Driving M38. I can hand start on 33. Driving.
Copy both.
All right. Hey, Jams, got a report on M38.
Ready.
I'm 10 turns down. It was not hand started. Unfortunately, I don't think the thread's engaged for approximately the first 8 turns. I think I'm about 2 turns of threads in on M38.
Copy, Woody, we're talking it.
All right. 33, 11, well, 12 turns by my count, 11.86 on the thing with a good green light at 22.2 foot-pounds.
Steve, that is a good bolt. And for Woody, we appreciate the report. Let's keep driving that bolt, and we'll do the math on the ground, so just report the new number of turns you get.
Starting from what I'm guessing is 2 turns engaged, starting turns. Okay, Jams, I had 7.5 turns, green light, 22.1 on M38. And black line flush on all 9 bolts.
Copy, we're checking on that final bolt, Woody.
Thank you.
All right, Woody, we're going to go back and have you do that bolt again for some additional turns, same settings.
You got it. So 5, clockwise 2 set, M38. Big green light, no turns, 21.9 foot-pounds.
Woody, that is a good bolt. Thank you.
Copy, good bolt. Thank you, Jams.
I'll have more words for both of you in a minute.
Okay. I'll go through my cable bag. That might be a good thing to do. Connect grid, and then I'll swap sockets, and I can probably hit these 4 connectors.
All of those are involved in the. All of those items are involved in the plan that we're putting together. I'll have it for you in a minute.
Thanks, Charles. All right, must be time for more pictures of Woody.
Sounds great to us.
Entering into an orbital daytime, the International Space Station is flying 256 statute miles above the South Pacific Ocean off the west coast of the United States. And we just saw Woody Hoburg and Steve Bowen complete some bolts, releasing some bolts on the hinge joint of the IROSA that they just installed. Carrying us through the next set of procedures is my colleague Rebecca Wicks, who will continue coverage today.
All right, Woody and Steve, thanks for your patience. We have words for you now. We are going to do a modified get ahead on our worksite cleanup. Steve, you will be mating the NZGL connectors. You can get in position for that. And Woody, you will be translating inboard to the APFR in WIF 1515. That is the APFR that we used for the first handoff of IROSA. I will also need words on your pull test if you did a socket swap.
Okay, I did a socket swap with a good pull test. Copy WIF 15.
Copy.
I may need to clean up my tether when you come back, Woody. Okay? You want me to take a look at it? Let me do a quick look. Get it around me right now, I think. Yes, you sure do. Let's see. There you go. Thank you. It's behind me, right? No, now it's in, I put it in front of you. Oh, perfect. Thank you. So now it's right side crossing toward your left. Okay. And then clear.
Caution for both of you, Steve, before you start mating these NZGLs, just avoid contact with the cables and connectors when they are attached to IROSA.
Copy that.
We are bringing you live coverage of US EVA 88. This is the 8th spacewalk out of the International Space Station this year. We started this morning at 8:42 a.m. Eastern Time, 7:42 a.m. Central Time. The team has been very efficient in their tasks. First, the NASA astronauts Woody Hoburg and Steve Bowen exited the International Space Station. They released the IROSA, or the International Space Station Rollout Solar Array, from its flight support equipment area. They relocated it to the starboard truss at the 1B power supply. To get there, they utilized the robotic arm
Getting my band, no
Emirati Space Agency astronaut Sultan Al Nayati inside the International Space Station maneuvered that robotic arm.
Jenny, confirm.
NASA astronaut Woody Hoburg flew on that robotic arm holding the solar array. When they arrived close to the work site, the astronauts then used a leapfrog maneuver to pass the IROSA between themselves in order to reach that workstation because the robotic arm didn't quite reach. From there, they installed the IROSA and released hinge bolts.
Copy. P3 made it.
Next up in their timeline was going to be to mate the cables. However, they have to do that in an eclipse. We have about 50 minutes until that eclipse starts, so the flight control team here in Mission Control Houston made the decision to proceed with a work-ahead task, which is what the astronauts are currently on their way to do.
Yeah, D2 with a good mate. Over center.
Copy. P2 made it to J2.
All right, P1, J1. Just good pins. Getting my band, no fog.
Good checks. Your go. Woody, you will be stowing this APFR on your BRT and then translating to the port CETA cart to drop it off.
Okay. Pick up this APFR, take it to the port CETA cart. Thanks, James.
Affirm, I have instructions on your green hook along the way.
Okay. I will plan to pick it up. Okay, any other instructions?
You'll be picking it up, then installing the APFR and the port CETA cart. I'll give you the WIF and the settings when you're closer to it, and then you'll be translating back outboard, dropping your green hook in the same spot.
Okay, thanks, James.
As part of this work site cleanup, they are going to be retrieving their articulating portable foot restraints and stowing those with the body restraint tether.
All right, P1, J1, band, over center, with good connection.
Copy. P1 made it to J1. I track that is your last NZGL connector, correct, Steve?
I agree.
All right.
And you want me to pick up the scoop with the cap, other than an M1? M bag?
We need to leave the scoop there for Woody to use later.
Oh, good point. I get too far ahead, I guess.
But next step for you, Steve.
What am I using it for, James? Okay.
Say again?
Disregard.
Okay, we're about 30
I think I'd
seconds.
probably be okay without that scoop, but
Let's leave it. We're 30
Okay.
seconds from
Yeah.
a short handover. Steve, go get the mutt end effectors. You'll be stowing them in the cable bag.
mud end effectors for the cable bag. All right, I'll let Woody clear and I'll head over that way.
We have an expected loss of signal on our video views. As the International Space Station flies around the Earth, those data links transfer between satellites. During this handover, you can see live views of the Mission Control Center in Houston. Brandon Lloyd is our flight director today. He's part of the 2021 class of flight directors. To his right, in the black shirt, is Jenny City Givens. She is a Canadian Space Agency astronaut. She is the main voice you are hearing speaking with the crew. She is the ground IV. IV stands for intravehicular. She is the person that is talking to them while they are outside the space station on their spacewalk. The crew is performing some cleanup tasks as they are ahead of schedule. We are waiting on that eclipse to start so that they can safely mate those cables in the dark.
Hey, Jenny, I picked up my green hook.
Copy, Woody. Woody, you will be stowing that APFR in the port CETA cart with 3. That's Zenith Starboard.
With 3 Zenith Starboard, thanks.
CETA is a cart. CETA stands for Crew and Equipment Translation Aid. He is going to be storing his portable foot restraint on that cart. This is a live helmet camera view from NASA astronaut Woody Hoburg. He is translating back to the IROSA worksite. Correction, he is going to the Zenith starboard side for that CETA cart in order to install his portable foot restraint. This is a view of that S6 starboard worksite where the IROSA solar array is installed and waiting to be.
Copy, Steve. Steve, now that you have stowed those mutt end effectors in the cable bag, we'll have you translate back out to the mod kit and more steps for you shortly. Woody, I have more big picture words for you as well.
Hey, James. Trying to get eyes on lift 3. And is it on swing arm 3, James? Do you know?
Hey, from Woody, that's it.
Okay, that's it. Copy. All right, James, I'm ready for APFR clocking and big picture words.
Clocking of 12. And when you install this APFR, we'll take your checks and we'll also have you adjust the MLI on the ingress aid. Best effort. We know that these are tough, but try and get the metal covered up as best you can, please.
MLI stands for multi-layer insulation.
And Woody, just let me know when you get back out here. Gonna need you to move my safety tether back to the other side again. Okay, no problem. Thanks. Yep.
We are currently 2 hours and 51 minutes into our spacewalk.
Good full twist test. Locking 12, locking color black on black. Switch knob can be depressed and is locked, and I fixed the MLI.
All right, copy all. Now, big picture, Woody, we're still tracking like 40 minutes until your guys' working eclipse time. So that means that we do have time for you to get onto the FSE and get that beam stowed. So at this time, we'll have you translate onto the FSE. You do not need to place any rich man's fair lead on the FSE.
The FSE is the flight support equipment. That was that initial work site, the initial work site where they retrieved the IROSA at the beginning of today's spacewalk.
We'll have you at Stanchion Alpha, Woody.
Okay, Alpha, thanks.
NASA astronauts Steve Bowen and Woody Hoburg.
Otherwise, so I go back. Yeah.
Continue to be ahead of the timeline. The solar array installation steps are complete. The team is waiting on the beginning of a working eclipse to begin the power connector mates. While they wait, the astronauts are getting ahead on up steps. These suits continue to perform well. We expect no suit constraints on today's operations.
All right, Steve, we see you back at the mounting bracket. For you, we don't have much to do while Woody does these FSE beam ops, but we would like you to check and replace the MLI, which is on the mounting bracket. I have 3 locations for you to do that when you're ready to copy.
Okay, ready to copy.
We want you to check the right lower strut, left lower strut, and right mid strut MLI.
NASA astronaut Woody Hoburg has successfully completed a work-ahead step of stowing his portable foot restraint unit onto a cart. He is now headed to the flight support equipment area where he will be stowing a beam.
That one's off the pole.
Copy, Steve.
better. It's on the bolt now. Ground looks like it's in.
Copy, Steve.
Right. Do you have video?
We do have video. Affirm.
Okay, that should look a lot better than it did.
It does, thank you.
Is there something lower on the lower strut, or just it on the right lower?
Checking.
This is a view of NASA astronaut Woody Hoburg.
Lower strut looks really
He
good,
is
Steve. You said
EV1
swimmer was
today,
If you could
and
do
that is
the
designated
right
by
mid
the
strut,
red
also
stripe
eyes
on
the
his
mounting bracket, that would be
spacesuit.
great.
Okay, right mid-strut by the mounting bracket. I'm back. Any in place at Alpha?
Copy. Woody, you are going to have to relocate the adjustable equipment tether from the lower stanchion of the FSE handrail to the top stanchion of the FSE handrail, and we'll also need to socket swap before we start bolt ups.
Copy.
When the astronauts are conducting spacewalks, they have two tethers.
Woody, a reminder for you, when you're on the FSE, no sudden movements, quick grabs, or sudden stops, and we'll wait till FSE motion dampens out before imparting any loads.
Copy. Adjustable swapped, socket swap and work.
Copy.
Check on that one. I think I did better there.
Copy, Steve.
Okay, Jenny, socket swap with a good pull test. That should look a lot better. Is that all right, Jenny? Or do you want me to go back and get more?
Copy, Steve. We're checking, and I copy the good pull test for Woody. Woody, you can hand start C3 one turn.
C3 one turn, hand start. Work. Just that there a little bit more. I think I might have to loosen the adjustable on the other side to allow that. Let me see.
We copy, Woody. We might have to head over there to do that. That's okay. And
Yeah, I think so.
all right, we copy. Steve, next for you is to check the MLI on the left lower strut to the mounting bracket. The other ones look good. Great job.
Right. Left lower at the mounting bracket.
Good words.
Yeah, I probably did that today.
I have an updated PET for both of you. We are 3 hours into this EVA. Our limiting consumable is Woody's battery, and we're tracking toward 7 hours and 30 minutes in total. We are way ahead of the timeline as you guys are doing cleanup get-aheads. We have still just over 30 minutes to our working eclipse, so lots of time to get these done.
Thanks so much for the update, James. We appreciate it.
You guys doing a great job.
Jenny City Gibbons from Mission Control Houston, the Spacewalk communicator today for the crew, just gave an update on our timeline. We have just reached 3 hours in the Spacewalk, and we are running well ahead of schedule. The crew is currently working on some get-ahead tasks. Right now, we are waiting in about 30 minutes for an eclipse to start.
Okay, I got 2, maybe 3 turns of hand start on C3.
Copy. 2 to 3 turns hand started on C3. You can translate to stanchion Bravo. We'll be relocating that adjustable equipment tether from the lower to the upper stanchion like you did at stanchion Alpha.
I already completed that actually, James. I had to go do that in order to give myself enough slack.
Okay, copy. Great work. Standby 1. And Woody, did you hand start C5 as well while you were over there?
I did not.
Okay.
That's C3.
We need to hand start.
C5 is, okay.
Hey, firm, we need to hand start both bolts before we drive any of them.
Okay, head in the back.
We are happy with all MLI.
NASA astronaut Steve Bowen is at the work site. He is closing up some MLI, or multi-layer insulation.
All right, Jenny, I hope that MLI is a little bit better there at the
Copy, Steve. That looks really good.
corner.
This MLI is on the mounting bracket. With Steve Bowen complete on his get-ahead task, NASA astronaut Woody Hoburg is still working on...
Copy. 2 to 3 turns on C5. You can get your PGT ready. We'll be driving C5 first, and you'll be at a setting of Bravo 7.
He is attaching a beam.
Clockwise 2 set.
Copy.
And you did say C5, right, Jim?
A-firm, you can start at C5, the bolt that you just hand started, but I want to tell you, this is important, that the bolts must be stopped on turn count, and since you hand started this 2 to 3 turns, we want 18 turns only.
Okay. 18 only on C5, I copy. You ready for me to start those turns?
A-firm, your go.
Thanks, Jim. Starting turns.
And Steve, for you, we have no other get-aheads, so you will be just getting in a good position to get the best views possible for the next 20-ish minutes while we get in position for the working eclipse.
Sounds good to me. Maybe you first.
While NASA astronaut Steve Bowen hangs out at the work site while we are waiting on that eclipse to start, NASA astronaut Woody Hoburg is securing a beam to the flight support equipment area.
Copy. 17 turns on C5.
He is utilizing a PGT, or pistol grip tool, to secure those bolts in place.
And it felt pretty torquey to me. I did not torque out, but I could tell there was significant torque.
That sounds good to us. You can stow your PGT and retrieve the adjustable equipment tether.
Work.
The pistol grip tool is essentially a space drill. It is used to apply torque to those bolts.
Okay, Johnny, heading back to C3.
Copy. Woody, your settings here for driving C3 are the same. Bravo 7, clockwise 2.
Bravo 7, clockwise 2 is set. 17 turns, no more.
Let's do 18 turns, 18. Woody.
Okay, 18 turns. Sounds good. All right, just because I'm hanging out here. Where are we?
Steve, Woody is almost finished up at the FSE. And you should be passing.
Where in the world are we?
You should be passing just over the northwestern edge of Africa right now.
Okay, thank you. Good jams, 18 turns on C3.
Copy 18 turns on C3. That's a good bolt. You can retrieve your adjustable equipment tether, stow it on your mini workstation, and then we'll have you pick up crew lock bag T.
Okay, got the adjustable going to get teeth, thanks.
Woody has successfully installed that beam on the flight support equipment area, and he is now headed to retrieve a tool bag.
And Woody, your preference here, you can stow those adjustables that you just picked up on the outside of crew lock bag T, and then we will have that on your BRT. You can keep them on your mini workstation if you prefer that.
Gotcha.
He also has some adjustable equipment tethers or straps that he is also going to attach to the tool bag he is picking up.
I'll keep one and drop one.
Copy.
You can see a view of that tool bag right now with NASA astronaut Woody Hoburg. He just attached one of those equipment tethers to it.
And Woody, additional words for you. We would like that wire tie, which is on the tower handrail, to stay with the bag.
Copy. Pick up the wire tie.
Good words.
This is yet another get-ahead task. We are a little over 20 minutes from our eclipse, where we can start mating the cables on the solar array. These solar arrays cannot be powered off, so that's why we have to plug them in during an eclipse, so that there is no power running through the solar array when the astronauts go to actually connect those cables.
Woody, that was your last action on the FSE. You can stow crew lock bag T on the port Cedar cart.
Go T on the port Cedar cart. Copy. Thanks, Jan.
NASA astronaut Woody Hoburg is now going to move that tool bag over to the cart, and then he will make his way back to the solar array installation station.
A good safety tether configure. Standby 1.
Take your time. We still have 20 minutes to our working eclipse start.
All right, Jenny, confirm you said port Cedar cart?
Affirm.
Okay. Thank you.
He is heading to the cart on the port side. CETA stands for the Crew and Equipment Translation Aid. That orbital nighttime is less than 20 minutes away. It occurs when the Earth is shadowing the International Space Station. The International Space Station orbits the Earth every 90 minutes. 45 of those are in sunlight and 45 are in dark. This is live helmet camera footage from NASA astronaut Woody Hoburg. This is his second spacewalk. Today he is installing the solar array on the 1B power channel. On June 9th, he worked with NASA astronaut Steve Bowen to install another solar array at the 1A power channel. The crew exited the airlock this morning. They switched to battery power prior to that, with our official spacewalk start time of 8:42 a.m. Eastern Time, 7:42 a.m. Central Time.
Stowed on the port Cedar cart.
Copy. Crew lock bag T stowed on the port CETA cart. We're going to take this opportunity before you start translating to do another socket swap, such that we have the 6-inch that's currently on your mini workstation on your PGT, and the remaining socket, the 2-inch, should be in your trash bag.
Copy that, and work.
NASA astronaut Woody Hoburg is going to be doing a socket swap. He needs a different size socket for these upcoming tasks on the solar array. PGT is that pistol grip tool or that drill that he will be using.
Socket swap with a good pull test, James.
Copy. Good pull test on the socket swap.
The space station is currently flying 257 statute miles over Nigeria.
Woody, verify your gauntlets are down.
Gauntlets down.
Copy. You are translating back out to S6. On the way, drop your green hook on S5 handrail 2140. That's the same place where you picked it up.
The gauntlet is that covering of material just above his glove.
2140.
Good words. And we have about 15 minutes until our working eclipse starts.
Great. That time of year where day is longer than night. That is there, not here.
NASA astronaut Woody Hoburg is now heading back.
Stand by.
Is now heading back to the workstation for the solar array.
So, in the other direction.
Sorry, James. Oh, boy.
Do not worry about it.
Oh, boy.
You're in great shape. We got plenty of time. It's good practice.
Thought I could tag the E6, why not?
Yeah, well, you're here.
It'll only take another minute or two.
Yeah, if it wasn't clear, don't actually do that. We want you going to S6.
I'm already headed that way.
We see it.
You don't need to see the car brakes yet, do you?
No.
Okay, great.
NASA astronaut Woody Hoburg is translating the sides of the International Space Station, heading back to the workstation where the International Space Station rollout solar array is awaiting for its cables to be mated during our upcoming solar eclipse starting in about 12 minutes.
Okay, and James, just confirming, 2140, I'm expecting that outboard of the Sarge, which I just crossed, gauntlets down.
A-firm, it should be on S5, and it's on the second A-frame that you encounter.
The mirror you're seeing on his right arm is used for him to be able to look at the controls on his spacesuit. Because he's in the helmet, he can't look down physically, so the astronauts utilize these mirrors in order to see on their chest. Because of that mirror, those controls are backwards on the spacesuit if you were just to look at them straight on.
All right, I'm at 2117 on with 5, now 2128.
He is confirming his...
With 11.
You've just passed the first A-frame. The handrail's on the second A-frame.
Okay.
He is confirming his location to flight control team members here in mission control. They know the location of all of these different grab bars for the astronauts to use to get around the International Space Station.
Oh, it is, okay, it is right by with 11. Got it.
A-firm, it should be...
hidden on the backside.
Should be near your right hand.
Yep, it's here.
As Woody moves from area to area, he relocates his tethers. He has both a safety tether and also an additional local tether.
Okay, Johnny, green hook's on 2140.
He is confirming where he has placed his tether.
Copy, Woody. That's a good config. You can translate outboard to the mod kit.
Good work.
A beautiful view of the Earth below. The space station is currently flying over Angola in Africa.
Woody, as you continue your translation outboard, you're a straight shot for this translation, but if you can get eyes on Steve's tether, make sure that it's still fair lead around the perimeter of S6. We'd appreciate it.
That's in my field of view, and it is. It's fair lead. It looks beautiful. So up until it gets to me, I got to do the corner again when you get this. Oh, you want to get that corner again? Well, when you get me straightened out, because I think it's coming on my back. Okay. Yeah, I see that.
S6 is the starboard 6 truss. This is where we are installing the solar array today.
Backside is this APFR again for fair leading.
Copy, Woody. We agree.
APFR is the adjustable portable foot restraint.
And
Articulating
Woody, you
foot
can reinstall
restraint.
your rich man's fair lead for your tether as well, if you need to keep it clear.
The APFR does essentially the same thing. You guys are good with that?
Copy, Woody. We're fine with that.
Okay. Thanks so much.
And you can see NASA astronaut Steve Bowen coming into view on NASA astronaut Woody Hoburg's helmet cam.
Oh, you can see that somehow my tether, my safety tether, my G-ring extender ended up where I expected it to be. Okay, coming in to take a look. and get a pie if you need.
There are a couple of cables that the crew can work on pre-eclipse. They are the J cables. You will hear call-outs for those coming up.
Take care of the family. Thanks a lot. Absolutely.
And we are about 6 minutes out from that working eclipse.
That's fine. Just put it on the corner. Oh, man. Let you do it just to keep our, yeah, that way you won't cross again. Yeah.
Woody and Steve, now that we are both in position at the mod kit, I have big picture words for both of you.
Sounds great, James.
We are 6 minutes from our working eclipse time and 6 minutes from a data LOS. We'll have voice for all but the last 2 minutes of that 8-minute data LOS. Depending where we are in the procedure, we'll treat that potentially like a handover. If not, I'll be very clear if I'm handing off to Frank. We will, before we go LOS for data, do our best to confirm safing from the ground, but if we need to, we'll loop in onboard IV to do that for us.
Copy, James. Great overview. And I copy as well.
All right, so with that, we can have Woody translate to the right blanket box, and Steve, you can get in position to the left blanket box. We will have you demate the new cable wing tab connectors, which are on the mid-strut, from one another.
Copy.
They are going to be unconnecting these first sets of cables. Words also from Mission Control Houston that even with our upcoming expected loss of signal, the team is still going to be working.
You should see P7 alpha and J7 alpha and P21 alpha, J21 alpha.
On board, they have NASA astronaut Frank Rubio as their support.
I do. I see J7 alpha and T7. And where's the other connector? There it is.
Copy, Steve. You have the right connectors. Woody, you should have...
And James, I'm demating. You go ahead.
P9 alpha, J9 alpha, and P23 alpha, J23 alpha.
That's what I've got.
You can see the lighting begin to change as we head into that eclipse. We are about 3 minutes away from that orbital nighttime. This is the 8th spacewalk out of the International Space Station this year in support of its assembly, maintenance, and upgrades. And this is the 6th International Space Station rollout solar array to be installed on the station. On June 9th, the team worked to this exact team worked to install the solar array on the opposite side of the station. The solar array installed on June 9th and the one being installed today were delivered on the SpaceX Cargo Resupply Service mission, number 28, on June 5th.
Hi, Jenny. My cables are demated and I'm in position.
Copy, Woody.
All right, I'm still working on it. Had to get that wire tie done.
Copy, Steve.
And James, I've got a ret to that cap that we're going to be demating eventually.
Copy,
okay,
Woody.
My cables are disconnected. To make some sliding movement here to get some clearance on the panel connectors. Okay. Giving a good config.
Copy. We are about a minute from our 8-minute data LOS. Again, we have voice in all but the last 2 minutes. I'm Prime IV, and we have just over a minute to our working eclipse start. Warning, you must not demate SAW connectors until eclipse plus 2 minutes. I'll tell you when that is. And you must maintain a 1-foot keep-out zone from any demated connectors starting 2 minutes prior to and during installation. We should not be in that situation, but again, I will give you warning if we are.
Copy, James. Copy.
We are waiting for our working eclipse to start in about 30 seconds and then safing. So stand by.
These cables you are seeing on your screen are ones that cannot be mated until we are in that working eclipse. Again, this is a safety measure to give all the arrays enough time to discharge power while the astronauts are handling electrical cables. Just as we've entered that working eclipse, our video data stream is being handed over to satellites, but we do still have audio connection with the astronauts outside.